Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome back to the Make Me a Better Woman channel. Today we're going to talk about breakfast. Breakfast is often described as the most important meal of the day. There's even a saying that says, eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper. There are studies that show that students who eat breakfast often perform better. So whether headed into school or the office, adding breakfast should be an essential part of your day. Whether it's a hot bowl of cereal, a biscuit with some jam, fresh fruit, or meat and eggs. Or maybe you're like me and you enjoy last night's leftovers with a cup of coffee. Either way, breakfast should be an important part of your day. There are many who believe that a cup of coffee is breakfast alone. Whether they make it at home, pick it up on the way into the office, or enjoy that coffee while at work. Coffee alone should not be your full breakfast. It's perfectly okay to enjoy a cup of coffee along with your breakfast. Maybe you don't drink coffee and you enjoy tea. Be sure and check out my video, Copycat Starbucks Drinks, for the recipe on my favorite drink, the Medicine Ball tea. It uses steamed lemonade, honey, and various flavors of teas. The Medicine Ball is an old school hot toddy made modern. Now, back to breakfast. I know many of us are busy and you just don't have time to make that full breakfast like you did on the weekend. You may opt for an English muffin, some fresh fruit, some OJ, and a cup of coffee or tea. But I want to show you that you can enjoy the benefits of a full weekend brunch midweek made easy. Usually a good breakfast starts with an egg, whether it's fried, scrambled, or boiled. There's tons of proteins packed in an egg. Maybe you're dieting and watching your weight. An egg white will do the trick as well. I'm going to show you how to make this quick and easy breakfast sandwich that I've made modern. I'll have to tell you, I'm guilty of stopping at my local fast food place, picking up one of my favorite breakfast sandwiches. So I took a spin on that sandwich and dressed it up a little bit. Here I took an English muffin that I toasted and I added a little honey butter and my favorite jam, which is this red plum here. Instead of the American cheese that usually comes with that breakfast sandwich that I like to get, I've opted for a slice of mozzarella. It's only 70 calories. And I just used some regular smoked ham lunch meat, 2 pieces of that I just put in the skillet and lightly heated. You don't have to do that. It's strictly optional. The heat from the egg will melt your cheese and go right along with that. I've added some orange juice. Don't forget to get your vitamin C and whatever your daily vitamin regimen is in there every day, regardless of what you eat for breakfast. So this simple, quick breakfast sandwich, I just simply used a fried egg, a slice of mozzarella, and some smoked ham. You'll notice my green straw because I drink everything out of a straw that's not water to protect my teeth there. And so you don't have to use honey butter. You can use regular butter or margarine. You don't have to have any at all. You'll notice my cute little mug. We all need some blessings right now with everything going on with COVID. But this is one of my favorite breakfast sandwiches. Smoky maple is my absolute favorite bacon. If you haven't tried it, you should. You'll notice here that I'm cooking this bacon here on my griddle on top of the stove. I do not recommend this. Not that it was a safety hazard, it was just a mess. All the bacon grease there. I typically go for cooking my bacon in the oven. Less mess there and easier to get rid of that, but I wanted you to be able to see how beautiful that bacon looks. So here you'll see I just lined a pan with foil, laid my bacon in there and put it in the oven for about 20 minutes and it came out just as well as it did. The next breakfast sandwich, I've taken these flavored breads here. You can buy any flavor that you choose. This one's a brown sugar, cinnamon, and a strawberry. And I've got my maple bacon all fried up. You can use a different meat if you prefer. You could use turkey bacon. But I just lightly buttered my bread there. Got my bacon already cooked up ahead of time. and I'm going to make a breakfast sandwich on the George Foreman grill. Just laid my bacon inside my buttered bread. You can do 2 sandwiches at a time here. And I made up quite a few and wrapped those in foil when they were done, and during the week I just popped the whole half into the toaster and I was ready to go. No need to pull it apart. You can use different meats, like I said, but the bacon held up really well in the toaster and stuck to the bread really nice for reheating. But if you're going to eat it the same day, definitely try it with something other than bacon and let me know how it turned out. Maybe a sausage patty, a turkey sausage patty, some ham. You can use any kind of meat that you want. So now my handy dandy little tool here, this made some amazing pancakes. It was less mess. Now I will tell you that I measured out the batter in a bowl and poured it into this mixing glass here. It's not even a glass, actually plastic, but this one's a little bit special. You see that trigger there? And notice you squeeze that trigger and the batter is going to come out the bottom of this in a hole. And no more mess with the batter dripping off the side of your bowl or your measuring glass. I actually ordered this from one of the kiddos that was selling stuff from one of my co-workers, but I'm pretty sure you can order this online. I'd recommend trying to stay out of the stores as much as possible. I sprayed my griddle here. You want to space your pancakes out so that they don't run together. Now this batch that I decided to make was smaller, a little bigger than silver dollar size, but I got quite a few on my griddle. You know, I remember my grandmother making these in her cast iron skillet, and they came out just as golden brown and had that little crust around them that we love. But it was one at a time, and the whole family was waiting while she was using that cast iron skillet for those pancakes. You can even take cute little cookie cutters or whatever you have. I would definitely recommend using metal because that griddle does get hot, or even your skillet. Be careful of which ones you use. The hearts came out pretty good. The flour was a little bit more intricate, and I kind of had to pry it out. But not only do you want to spray your griddle, you want to spray any cookie cutters that you use. And like I said, I made a bunch of these pancakes up, and you can have these, you can freeze them in wax paper. You can put them in the fridge in a storage container so that they're already ready all during the week. And since everybody's home, you know, I made up quite a few pancakes. We actually were celebrating my husband's birthday, and I made a nice brunch for him and for everybody. But I decided to just make up smaller pancakes as opposed to the larger ones that I usually make, so that we'd have breakfast ready to go during the week. We had the breakfast sandwiches that people could pop in the toaster, or we had the pancakes, and they do really well in the microwave. You just want to watch your time. But you'll notice on my little dispenser here, I'm squeezing the trigger and how it's coming out. I'm going around in a circular motion because you want to make sure that each pancake has about the same texture and consistency, thickness, I should say. So again, just spray your griddle really well. I sprayed in a circular motion here. Do the same thing if you're using a skillet. And you're just going to squeeze the trigger here. You could also do this with a squeeze bottle, would work, that you could probably pick up from any dollar store. But I thought this was just a really neat thing. It's also good if you're going to make some gravy and you want to strain, you know, your lumps through there. But I just made the batter in a separate bowl so that I could stir it up really well. When I make waffles, I typically make my batter from scratch, but it was just too easy to use pre-made complete pancake batter and just add water. You'll know when your pancakes are ready to flip. You see these nice little bubbles and holes that form here? That tells you they're ready to flip over and that first side is done. You want to get your pancakes a nice little golden brown color. Doesn't take long on that other side because they've already cooked through there. And I typically butter mine as soon as they come off the griddle or the skillet. And you'll see how cute the little hearts and the flour turned out. So that's something fun to get the kids involved in the kitchen making pancakes, silver dollar pancakes. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. And here I've cooked up a bunch of bacon and eggs and sausage. Not that we're going to eat all of that, but since it's the weekend and I had a lot of time, I cooked up extra, and I also divided that, what we ate, and the other half into storage containers. So during the week, everyone can just grab their breakfast. I usually keep tortillas ready. I even keep a little small street taco size or fajita size flour tortillas, and people can just kind of scoop their own egg, sausage, or bacon, or whatever meat you have. You could even add some potatoes. You can cook in the air fryer. Like I said, I used bacon for a couple of these, but you could use a leftover. This is turkey patties that I cooked on the grill. You could do everything here on this and add an egg to make for breakfast. Here's meat that I had cooked up, had leftovers. Sausage goes real well with your breakfast. This here, I used a different bread. I just used the brioche bread in the George Foreman grill. You want to use kind of a thicker bread that'll hold up and butter it, but make sure that you spray your George Foreman really well on top and bottom with nonstick spray. And just about any sandwich, whether it's a grilled cheese, whether it's the turkey bacon avocado, you can turn any of these sandwiches into a breakfast sandwich. Like I said, even with a hamburger patty or the ground turkey patty, add you a fried egg on there. You've got scrambled eggs left over, pile those right on top of the meat, whether it's ham, turkey, bacon, or sausage, and with your cheese and your meat and egg on here, and put it down in the George Foreman grill, and just close that down real well, and you can literally turn any sandwich into a breakfast sandwich. One of my favorite breakfast sandwiches is called a belt, which is a take on a BLT, but instead of just bacon, lettuce, and tomato, it's bacon, egg, lettuce, and tomato. I know a lot of people aren't as fond of fried eggs as I am. I think I'm probably the only person in the house, other than my son, when he comes to visit, eats a fried egg. Everybody else would rather have scrambled. Even when I'm watching my waistline, avocado is fine. It's a good healthy fat. A fried egg is fine. Just substitute that for an egg white. You may want to substitute the bacon for turkey bacon, or even sliced turkey, what I've used here. When I was doing the Weight Watchers diet, I was pleasantly surprised with how many things were allowed in my diet, and I still was able to get full. I typically don't use mayo. I'd rather have avocado or yellow mustard, which are much lower in fat. Like I said, well, avocado does have fat, but it's the good fat content. Here's the finished product of that turkey bacon, and I added the avocado later, but you could certainly go ahead and add your fried egg onto this, and that'll be a really tasty sandwich also, with the bacon, the turkey, the fried egg, the mozzarella cheese, and the avocado. So any sandwich, grilled cheese, panini, this is a Italian panini that we had made. You could certainly add a fried egg or scrambled egg onto that. You could substitute any meat that's on here. And this here is the brioche bread. Be sure that you are getting your vitamins, whatever type, your daily vitamins. This is one brand that I do, and I am a staunch supporter of getting vitamin C. We're stuck in the house not getting a lot of vitamin D at the time. I typically try to get a cup of green tea once a day in there. I try to limit my coffee intake to 1, but as you can see, I try to cut calories. Even if I'm at work, I try to make sure that I've got breakfast items in there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video of some breakfast sandwiches. Thank you so much again for visiting the Make Me a Better Woman channel. Please be sure to like and subscribe.